Welcome back to On Point from the Summerdale Church of Christ. Our Bible verse today comes from Matthew chapter 12, beginning at verse 25. Jesus says, "Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand." This is the beginning of a parable, a story that Jesus is telling, but the point is very, very clear. In fact, this was a favorite verse of Abraham Lincoln. He spoke often about a house divided cannot stand. And these words from Jesus are a reminder that there needs to be unity and not division within our house. Now, you could take that and say, within me, spiritually, I am, the Spirit of God dwells in us. We're the temple of God. You could say, well, it could apply to a family. A house divided cannot stand. It could be about a church family. A house divided cannot stand. Need to be unified and keep together. Whatever the case may be, whatever application it is, we need to be reminded that God is not the author of confusion. That God is an orchestrator and a planner and a designer. He's an architect of life, and he knows exactly what needs to be where. And if you'll remember back in Proverbs, when it talks about the 7 things that God hates, one of them he mentions there at the very end is those that cause division among brethren. God hates that. A house divided can't stand. And if we want to stand up, if we want to be right in the eyes of God, we got to work together. We got to be able to make sure that we're unified on one front. Paul says, be perfectly joined together in the same mind and judgment. And this is exactly what Jesus is talking about. If we're going to be divided amongst each other, if we're going to turn and fire arrows against each other, we're doing the devil's work for him. There's got to be a change. We need to make sure that we stand united. Parents, if you've got to make a decision, a tough decision for your kids, make it together. Church leaders, there are times that our elders or ministers or wherever you are, the leadership has to make some tough decisions. Get behind them, support them, and know that some prayer went into that. Hopefully it wasn't just made off the cuff. They've actually prayed about it, and hopefully really focused on whether or not with wisdom that's going to be the right thing to do. A house divided can't stand. So let's make sure that we stay united in all that we do. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to On Point.